So our family will take care of yours every step of the way. And right now you can double up and save. Buy a new AC unit and get 50% off a new furnace to match it. Count on Opox for fast and professional heating and cooling services. Count on Opox.
Looking for something new? Who thought so? SVP is mixing things up, and digital TV, it'll never be the same. SVP TV, we're family. We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP. Download the SVP app today on Roku, Apple, and Fire TV. Watch us. You know why? We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP TV.
Hello, Shelby County. My name is George Dempsey Summers. I am running for the Register of Deeds in the upcoming general election. I'm a lifelong Memphian, married of 20 years. I am currently employed with Shelby County government of 10 years. Prior to that, I was employed with the Memphis City Schools for 31 years. I have been behind the scenes working to serve the community for over 41 years. The reason why I'm running for office is the law on the books needs to be changed. Here in Shelby County, quitclaim deeds are being forged and filed in the Register of Deeds office. That means they are stealing your property. I am asking for your vote to stop the steal. Vote for me, George Dempsey Summers. Early voting, July the 15th. Election day, August the 4th. Stop the steal. Vote George Dempsey Summers, Register of Deeds.
Paid for by friends of George Summers.
Towanna Murphy Show, that's what's up.
That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show.
That's what's up. The Towanna Murphy Show.
In the last 4 years, you've seen the true colors of everybody that didn't like us. So I'm not gonna say names right now. But only thing I'm gonna say is, you better hope your ass don't get in trouble. And you need Murphy to get you out of it.
That's what's up, the Towanna Murphy Show. When you got to tune in, both the real and your host. What's going on, man? She knows the most. Memphis and Mid-South, tune in, cause the diva is on.
And good evening. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 31, Comcast 17. You can also watch the Towanna Murphy Show live on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, On Demand, YouTube, Facebook Live, and all of those other digital outlets. Oh, Apple, did I say Apple TV? I think I'm gonna say Apple TV. But you can download the app. All you have to do is go to your Apple Store, or you can go to your Google Play Store, and you can download the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 31, and you can watch the show live every Monday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. If you would like to advertise or sponsor the Towanna Murphy Show, you can give me a call on my business line, which is 901-437-2717. That is 901-437-2717. Next week, I have some guests that's coming in. Steve Moroy is running for district attorney, and he will be my guest next week. I'll let you know if it's going to be either Monday or Wednesday, but he will be my guest. I will have my lines open so you could talk to him, ask him any questions that you may have, or if you have questions to ask me, inbox me, or you can send me a text message to my phone, 901-437-2717, and you could ask him a question, or of course, I'll open my lines because this is the DA's race. And many of us know that the DA's race is one of the most important races of this election. Besides the Shelby County mayor's race, we have the DA race. Most people would say that the Shelby County mayor race is bigger than the DA's race, but that's not true. The DA's race is actually bigger than the Shelby County mayor's race because the DA cover everything, even the mayor stuff. So that's one of the biggest races that we have. I've been watching and following the debates with Amy Wyrick and Steve Morroy. And I would say, just by looking at them and watching them, it's a lot of, they doing a lot of lying. When I tell y'all they lying. They like lying big time. It's not even about they. It's not Steve Morroy. It's more so Amy Wyrick. She's like denying everything that's happened. Everything that's happened, she's denying it. And it's like, so she's standing up here having a debate like nothing's wrong, like she did nothing wrong, like she didn't let all these people off, let these people walk, like she didn't arrest people for no reason. Everybody know about Pam Moses, how she locked her up for, I guess, voters fraud. She locked her for voters fraud. And from my understanding, she had been cleared of that, but they still locked her up. They had her locked up. You know, it's just a lot of stuff that's happening in the DA's office. Amy Wyrick is aware of that. She's aware of everything that's been going on. She's aware of everything that's been happening in this city, and she calls the shots. So many of us want her out of office, that including me. I even gave her the opportunity to come on the show so she can explain all of the wrongs that's been happening, all the things that she's been sweeping under the rug. I gave her the opportunity to come on my platform and to talk about it, but I guess she don't want to talk about it because it's a bunch of lies. From what I've heard in all the debates, it has been a bunch of lies. Amy has been lying back and forth. And this is not the kind of DA that we want in office. Steve Morroy, I am voting for Steve Morroy. And I told y'all my only problem with him is defunding the police. And that's one of the questions that I am going to ask him because I want to know why, why he just wants to defund the police. We ain't got no police as it is. We ain't got none as it is. They're working 2-3 shifts. So I am going to ask Steve Morroy that one question. That's the only question I have for him. Everybody else that have questions and want answers, and what would he do if he got the office? What things would he change if he got the office? You'll have that opportunity next week because Steve Morroy will be my guest on my show. Many of you know that Barbara Cooper is running for State Representative District 86. Most people have discriminated against her because of her age. Her age means nothing because Barbara Cooper is still a sharp woman. And she even had some say-so about what's going on in these elections. But I'm going to flip right back to the DA's race. The DA's race is important. If you want Amy Wyrick out of office, I suggest you go vote. Like I stated just a few minutes ago, Steve Morroy will be my guest. Steve Morroy is running against Amy Wyrick. He will be my guest next week. When he's on, when he's here, you can call in and ask him questions. I will have my lines open because Amy Wyrick is doing a whole lot of stuff. But I can't believe that she actually sat there and denied everything. Every debate she's done, she's denied everything that she's did, everything's going on. But here's the thing. Steve Morroy needs to piggyback off of some of the questions that she's asked. Go back and look at some of her track records and ask her questions because they're not doing that. They're just trying to stick to the basics and make it look clean at these debates. They need to stay focused and they need to ask the right questions to Amy Wyrick because they're not doing that. They're actually asking it in her favor. All the questions they've been asking her was like totally in her favor. It's like, come on now. Y'all know this lady ain't did some stuff. Y'all know this lady did some underhanded stuff. Y'all know this lady swept some stuff under the rug. In fact, Newsweek today, they even labeled Amy Wyrick as the worst DA ever. Go look it up. I'm not telling you no lies. It is in there that she's the worst DA ever. How she has eliminated evidence and hid evidence so that people can get off. It's just a whole lot of stuff she's doing. Whole lot of stuff. I gave her the opportunity because I got a lot of questions I want to ask her. But I gave her the opportunity to come and be a part of my show and ask her the questions. And she told me she was coming, but we all know that's a lie. We know she ain't coming. We know Amy Wyrick ain't going to come to the Towanna Murphy Show because she don't want to answer those questions. But Steve Morroy will be here next week. This is one of the most important elections of our history, DA's race. If we don't want the same thing, then we need to do something about it. Just like we all got to the polls to get Trump out of office, we need to all get to the polls to get Amy Wyrick out of office. Steve Morroy will be with me next week. George Summers, who is running against Willie Brooks, he will be with me next week. Barbara Cooper, who is running to keep her seat. She's running for re-election, and she's running for District 86. Don't use, I said this in my last show, don't use Barbara Cooper's age as an excuse because she's a sharp cookie. She's a sharp cookie. So we're not going to count her out. Some people said she need to just go on and sit down. She need to go on and sit down. She's just doing too much. She need to go on and sit down. No, that woman know a whole lot of stuff and can recall it back to you. She out here today. I talked to Barbara Cooper earlier today. She out here in the 100-degree weather trying to work. In 100-degree weather. I said, what you doing out there? Well, I've been out all day. I had to stop, go to the bathroom. But I've been out here just working. You're 93 years old. What did you do in this heat, ma'am? Ma'am? State Representative Barbara Cooper? Why are you in this heat? It is 100 degrees out here. And guess what she doing? She working. She working. So we're not going to count her out. We're not going to count Barbara Cooper out. We're not going to do that. Because she is well and capable. She's our superwoman of state representatives. If you can't get no other state representative, you can get Barbara Cooper. I'm going to tell y'all that. Because no matter how many times I call my state representative, I cannot get him. Nobody can get Joe Towns on the phone. So I told Joe Towns, last time I seen him, which was a few days ago, I seen him at one of the events, and I told Joe Towns, I said, you know what, Joe Towns? I said, in 2 years, I'm going to run against you. And he said, what'd you say? Y'all know he talk fast. What'd you say, Towanna? I said, 2 years, I'm going to run against you. I want to run against you. You're the only state representative that we cannot get a hold of. And the only time we can get a hold of you is when you want something. Or election season. Then here you come again. Here you come. You want to get answers now. You want to talk. You know, you want to talk to people. You want to make your statement. Don't get me wrong. I like Joe Towns. But Joe Towns is not, we can't get in contact with him. And I'm one of his constituents. And I cannot get that man on the phone. I cannot get him on the phone. He do not answer his phone. He do not respond to his emails. I done shot him some emails. He don't check his emails either. So I made a promise. I told him, I said, I'm going to run against you in 2 years. I'm going to make your next election hard. Because people that's running against you right now, they don't have a name for themselves, and you ain't got no name. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna skip over you. But in 2 years, I'm gonna run against you, state representative, because you're not answering your phone. You don't cater to your constituents until you want something. I like Joe Towns. Don't get me wrong. Me and him argue all the time. Then again, who don't I argue with? Then again, who don't I argue with? Because I argue with everybody because they be getting on my nerve. Y'all know certain stuff get on my nerve, and it's like, oh God, this is getting on my nerve, and this stuff get on my nerve. I'm like, oh God, it's getting on my nerve. But I argue with everybody. That's just it. I just argue with everybody. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you about it. Now, I've gotten a little bit better with my approach. I can say that about myself. I've gotten a little bit better with my approach. Now I approach stuff on, a little bit differently. People said, Towanna, you too hard. No, I just say what I need to say. It's not about being hard. I'm just forward. And people not used to a woman being forward. They used to, people just beating around the bush, saying what they're going to say, walk the corners, tread lightly. As I would say, tread lightly. I'm not a tread lightly person. I don't tread lightly. Whatever I'm going to say, I'm going to say it. Whatever I'm going to do, I am going to do it. If I'm wrong about it, I will correct it. If I'm right about it, I'm going to ride it to the end. Y'all know me. If I'm right about it, I'm going to ride it. If I got proof, I'm going to ride it. That's just how I work. That's how I get down. That's just it. And I don't discriminate against nobody. Nobody. I was talking to Linda Harris the other day, and then I'm going to go to commercial break before I go into my stories. I was talking to Linda Harris the other day, and she was talking to Stephanie Gatewood. I think it's Stephanie Gatewood. Stephanie Gatewood, yeah. And Stephanie Gatewood told her, Towanna said, I was a sore loser. I said, well, you tell Stephanie Gatewood, I did say she was a sore loser. I did. But you also tell Stephanie Gatewood, this ain't personal. This business. I like her as a person. But this business. Anytime I blast my god sister, Linda Harris, and put her on blast, she was mad at me for 3 weeks for that picture. Nobody's off limits. If you done something, you ain't off limits. You can be my friend and you done something crazy. You are not off limits. I'm coming for you. And I'm gonna blast you. I ain't gonna blast you in a bad way because I've learned how to channel. I've learned how to say my words in a way that is not harmful. Because some people say I'm harsh. So I kind of tone that down a whole lot, but I say what I gotta say and I let that roll. I say what I gotta say and I let it roll. So if I will blast my god sister, my big sister Linda Harris, what makes you think Stephanie Gaywood off she ain't nobody off limits. If you do something wrong and I think it's out of pocket, I'm going to tell you. If I think you're a sore loser, I'm going to tell you. If you do something funny and I just so happen to get a picture of it, I'm going to post it. If you do so, I see something funny about me. Y'all always post stuff about me. I don't say nothing. Some stuff funny, some stuff like, ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Oh, God, why they do that one? You know, some stuff y'all post is like, oh, man, I look like that. Oh, man, I said that. It is what it is. Because y'all know I'm well-rounded. I laugh, I joke, I get in your butt when I need to be. But I'm going to speak facts. I'm going to tell you the truth. I can't have it. I can't do it no other way. There's no other way I can do it but to tell you the truth about who you are, what you done did, if I don't like it. So this election is important. It is very, very important. It is very important. And Barbara Cooper deserves to keep her seat. She got one more bill she got to pass. She got to pass. And we got to get somebody in there that really knows, the ropes. Just not anybody that's just want to run and think they could beat her because she's older. She's a 93-year-old woman. Let me make this clear to you. The last election, the last woman that ran against Barbara Cooper, she lost. Want to know why she lost? Because she used Barbara Cooper's age against her. She 91 years old. She need to sit down. I'm gonna beat her because she 91 years old. And she got whooped. Baby Barbara Cooper put the stank on her. Barbara Cooper put the stank on her. Don't underestimate her because she's 93 years old. I keep telling y'all that. But y'all refuse to believe me because y'all got these young Thundercats running out here lying and doing all this crazy stuff. Yeah, I said what I said. Out here lying and carrying on, doing all this stupid, foolish stuff and think somebody's supposed to accept it. Oh, he young. He can do this. Oh, she young. She can do this. Okay. If that's what you say, okay. But that don't necessarily mean you're smarter because you're younger. That don't mean nothing. I just wanted to make sure I said that and I put that on the books. Listen, I got to get ready to go. Quick commercial break. When I come back, I'm going to talk about Wanda Halbert, who is state Shelby County Clerk's office. And I'm going to talk about what happened earlier today at County Commissioners meeting with Chair Commissioner Willie Brooks. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV Comcast 3117, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, all of those other digital stations, Facebook and YouTube Live. Remember, news is news. Facts are facts. Miss Ruby sung the blues, and Towanna gonna bring you news. I'll be right back right after this.
Hello, Shelby County. My name is George Dempsey Summers. I am running for the Register of Deeds in the upcoming general election. I'm a lifelong Memphian, married of 20 years. I am currently employed with Shelby County government of 10 years. Prior to that, I was employed with the Memphis City Schools for 31 years. I have been behind the scenes working to serve the community for over 41 years. The reason why I'm running for office is the law on the books needs to be changed. Here in Shelby County, quitclaim deeds are being forged and filed in the Register of Deeds office. That means they are stealing your property. I am asking for your vote to stop the steal. Vote for me, George Dempsey Summers. Early voting, July the 15th. Election day, August the 4th. Stop the steal. Vote George Dempsey Summers, Register of Deeds.
Paid for by friends of George Summers.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles to choose from. I can get you finance when no one else can. Come on by, bring your family. I treat you like family. Come see me, Issa, here at the #1 dealership in the Mid-South, 4605 Houston Levy Road, Sunrise, Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with hundreds of vehicles to choose from, pre-owned, new, and certified.
Good news from Sunrise Chevrolet. Get in your new vehicle today. Come on in, ask for Issa. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit, it's okay. Let Issa put you in your brand new truck or car today when you shop at Sunrise Chevrolet, Collierville.
And don't forget, ask for me, Issa.
Barbara Cooper, running for re-election. A state representative for District 86. And I am proud, honored, and humbled to have the endorsements of Tennessee Education Association, AFL-CIO, AFSCME, African American Police Association, Teamsters, Lisa Agberry, Reuben Campbell, Lucille Catron, Juliet Estridge, Fanny Gardner, Rose James, Tyler Moore, Charlotte Smith, Reverend Gregory Stokes, Katrina Thompson, Karen White, Andrew Withers, Carolyn Bell Black, Kevin Bradshaw, Reverend Wallace Cunningham, Desi Wilkes, Senator Ramesh Agberry, Representative Vincent Dixon, Chair of the Democratic Caucus, Joe Ford, Shelby County Interim Mayor, Representative Joe Towns Jr., Larry Miller, G.A. Hardaway, Representative Carolyn Camper, and Representative Dwan Thompson, Councilman Edmund Ford Sr., Ann Smith, Kalicka, Reuben Campbell, Bishop Henry Williamson, Cynthia Pulliam, Diane Withers, Kevin Willis, Reverend Hosea Houston. Thank you for having the faith and confidence in me for a proven record. Well, vote for bcooper.com. Call accessibility 901-315-5287. Paid for the committee to re-elect Barbara Cooper, Treasurer.
And that's State Representative Barbara Cooper, who is running for re-elect State Representative District 86. As I told you earlier, we're not gonna count her out. Most of y'all already got it in y'all mind that she gonna lose and she old. Did y'all hear that commercial? Did y'all hear what she just did? She named everybody that endorsed her. She didn't miss a name. But she's 93 years old, as some people would say. Oh, she losing it. Every Monday and Wednesday, I got a few cuts on her. And I decided to do it a different way with Barbara Cooper, put her picture up there because I got so many clips of her and so many things that she has done, and I want y'all to hear every last one of them. So each commercial break, you will hear something different from State Representative Barbara Cooper because I decided to do it this way because it works better, and y'all will know that she has a proven track record. So we want y'all, if y'all in District 86, I am asking for your vote to vote for State Representative Barbara Cooper. Also, George Dempsey Summers is running for Register of Deeds. He's running against Commissioner Willie Brooks. As you know, Willie Brooks was in the hot seat today. I sat at the county commissioners meeting earlier today. I sat next to George at first, and then I went and sat next to Mike Williams and Heidi Kuhn and Shalicia. She was there. There's a few of us, we were all there because we wanted to hear what Commissioner Willie Brooks' response was going to be when he cut out the bonuses for all of the other employees. Here's the catch with Commissioner Willie Brooks. Commissioner Willie Brooks secretly paid his staff a bonus. He secretly paid his staff a bonus. Now, Councilman Edmund Ford Jr. brought it up, and he said, why am I looking at these documents, Commissioner Willie Brooks, with you signing off on bonuses for your staff, but you have yet to sign off on the bonuses on all the other staff? So you have other county workers sitting there that have been going to County Commissioner Willie Brooks for a minute trying to get their bonuses signed so they can get bonuses for their staff. Heidi Kuhn was in there trying to get bonuses for her staff. Mike Williams was in there trying to get bonuses for their staff. And there were several other people in there trying to get bonuses for their staff that Commissioner Willie Brooks denied, wouldn't give it to them. As the commission meeting went on, they were asking for numbers. Commissioner Eddie Jones was asking for numbers, so he had put a top number up there of $10 million. Because he couldn't put a direct number on there because they wouldn't give him, the finance people wouldn't give him a set number. But he had been sending emails to the financial committee, to the people that's supposed to take care of the money, for asking for numbers so he can put a set number on how much the county workers were going to receive from that money. But Commissioner Eddie Jones never got a response. Even as I sat and listened to the back and forth, the bickering, because they was at Commissioner Willie Brooks' head. Commissioner Willie Brooks did some underhanded stuff. He paid his staff a bonus, but didn't give any of the staff, county worker staff, a bonus. They were all there. They were angry about that because he said no to them. So my question was, how could you secretly give your staff bonuses but not give all the other staff bonuses? See, this is the foolishness that we're dealing with Commissioner Willie Brooks. Now, many of y'all know that Willie Brooks is termed out. And like I told Commissioner Willie Brooks last week, this ain't personal. Personally, I like you, but business, you're not business. My candidate is George Dempsey Summers, who is a good man who is running against Commissioner Willie Brooks. Willie Brooks is only running for another top position because he's termed out. And he wants something else to do. So I am encouraging y'all, let's change history, because he's never lost a race, because he's been running on namesake for so many years. It's always been namesake, namesake. Everybody goes and they see Willie Brooks and they will check him. Even the churches do it. Some of the churches that support him, they do it. They do it knowing that this man ain't doing his job. Don't get me wrong. I like him. This ain't personal, Commissioner Willie Brooks. This is business. This ain't personal. So don't think I dislike you, because I don't. I don't dislike anybody. But this is business. And in business, you have to do your job. But he's hurting the city. He's been hurting the city for years. And nobody's never really said anything about it. He's been voting on stuff in the front, and then behind closed doors, he changes his vote. So he's shooting the money down. He's making the rich richer and the poor stay poor. So he gave money to the rich a few weeks ago. If y'all go back and look at it, he voted against the poor, voted against giving the poor people some money to keep their lights on, keep their rent paid, help for those people that cannot afford it. Everybody knows gas has tripled. Everybody knows rent has tripled. Everybody knows that. Everything has tripled since the pandemic. But he left the poor stranded with nothing. And the rich got more bonuses and extra money. Middle class got something. But the poor, he left them with nothing a few weeks ago. He voted against it. So y'all have to look at all of these things about Commissioner Willie Brooks. That was not a smart move, Commissioner Willie Brooks, to pay your staff, give your staff a bonus. And remind you, they still don't have no straight numbers. Facebook, y'all, everybody, they couldn't give Commissioner Eddie Jones a straight answer. They could not give him numbers. He had been begging for numbers for a whole hour. Give me numbers. So I put the top dollar at $10 million. Give me a number so I can have a direct number. Before I left, I think they settled at $8,640.50. I think that's what the last thing that they settled on. But I would say Commissioner Willie Brooks don't deserve another position in this city. He can't handle the position he got. He doing underhanded stuff to the position he got. He doesn't deserve another position. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm for the people. When you right, you're right. When you wrong, you're wrong. And Commissioner Willie Brooks is wrong. He is the chair. And if y'all go back and look at the county commissioner meeting today, they were at his head. Commissioner Van Turner was at him. Commissioner Ed Ford Jr. was at him. Commissioner Eddie Jones was at him. Even Commissioner, oh God, what is his name? I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Not Morrison. Was it Morrison? I think it's Morrison. I'm not sure. But, because I was going back and forth trying to watch everybody. But key thing was they were not pleased with what he has done. Not only that, the county workers were not pleased with what Commissioner Willie Brooks had done. The money that he had given people, and nobody knew about it. It was just so happened that Commissioner Edmund Ford did some digging. He did some digging and found that paperwork. And if he hadn't found that paperwork, nobody would have known that Commissioner Willie Brooks gave his staff bonuses without nobody else knowing about it. He had it swept under the rug. He didn't say nothing. But Commissioner Edmund Ford Jr., he wouldn't have found that paperwork and threw that paperwork out there. And he asked him a simple question: why? Commissioner Willie Brooks, why did you pay your staff and didn't pay the rest of the county staff? Do you know that Commissioner Willie Brooks didn't even have an answer? Did you or did you not answer the question? So he was trying to go around the question. And so Commissioner Edmund Ford said, no, answer the question, yes or no. Did you sign off on it? At first, he didn't want to say he signed off on it, but we know he signed off on it because that's the only way they can get them bonuses. If, y'all know I talk fast. It's if he signed off on those bonuses. That's the only way they can receive the bonuses. If Commissioner Willie Brooks signed off on them, that's the only way they can get them. So after he got done and talking around the question came back up. Edmund Ford Jr. again. Man, answer the question, man. Come on. Did you sign off? I signed off for him. Y'all want to know what his excuse was? Commissioner Willie Brooks' excuse was, well, there have been chair people that sat in this chair before me. There have been chairmen that's been before me have done it, and other chairman has done it, and this chairman has done it. He was just naming it. He just throwing it at somebody else. And that's when one of the councilmen said, well, let me correct you there because I sat in that chair. And not one time did I give my staff personal bonuses without putting it on the table. He said, I examined every area of all the county workers, and I made my decision from there. I did not just give my staff a bonus and then give all the other county workers a bonus. He said, so I have to come back and correct you, Commissioner Willie Brooks, because I've never done that. I have to be fair all around the board, which means that Commissioner Willie Brooks should have been fair all around the board. He shouldn't have just given his staff a bonus. $5,000, from $3,000 to $5,000 bonus. Bonuses, check bonuses. His folk. Billingsley, that's who it was, Heidi. Show us. It was. I was trying to figure out, was it Morrison? It was Billingsley. Billingsley, that's who it was. Billingsley said that, and he meant what he said, because that's how it's supposed to be done. So you got Heidi Kuhn up there fighting for her staff. You got Mike Williams up there fighting for his staff to get these bonuses. And guess what? They still may not get no bonuses until September because they were still going back and forth. They had been on that subject for almost 2 hours. And the funny thing was, Willie Brooks so slow. He's slow, y'all. I swear I had to call him slow because number 2 and 4 was the same ones. And they explained it to him like 3 times that 2 and 4 was the same ones. And for some reason, I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it. Like, then he finally got it later on. Like, oh, 2 and 4 is the same ones. The same numbers, talk about the same thing, is doing the same thing. Anytime your people ain't got no money, your people ain't got no numbers. I mean, I sat there. Heidi Kuhn was there. We sat there and listened to them beg these folk for numbers. Give us a number. How much money are we working with? Oh, well, we can't give you that number at the time because I didn't get it in my email. Commissioner Jones, he said, man, I sent you a whole lot of emails. You mean tell me you ain't got to answer the question, yes or no, did you get the email? That man said, I ain't getting no email. It's a yes or no answer. Did you get the email? Didn't you get the email? Oh, he got the email. He got the email because he couldn't answer that question with a straight yes or no. Because if I didn't get an email, I'm going to tell you right at that time, no, I didn't get it. No, I didn't get it. I'm going to give you a direct answer. He could not give Commissioner Eddie Jones a straight answer. What is his name, Heidi? I didn't get his name. What is his name, Heidi? I don't know who that man was. Heidi know more than I do because I was asking Mike and them. I said, who is those two right there? The HR person, who's next to him? I was asking questions because I've never seen them before. So, and then when you come in, you can only see the back of their head anyway. So I didn't know who they was. Heidi know who he was. Heidi, what is that man's name? That's what it is. Michael Thompson. Is it Michael Thompson? Yes, Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson could not give a direct answer on how much money they have. And he kept asking the question, man, I put it at 10 million because we don't have a direct number. Michael Thompson, give us a direct number. Give us a direct number. I've been sending you emails. I've been trying to call you. We've all sent emails to you about a direct number so we can have a direct number instead of giving him a top number of 10 million. We're trying to figure out what's the exact number that we can give these people these bonuses. That man said, Michael Thompson said, well, I ain't getting no email. That man said, I ain't seen no email. Oh, you seen the email. Michael Thompson, you seen the email. You just refused to look at it. After all that time, we said 2 hours, we sat there. And Michael Thompson still never gave an answer. Kevin Phipps, thank you. Never gave an answer. He will not give an answer of what and how much money. That's all they was asking for, was a direct number. And Michael Thompson couldn't give them a direct number. He know what the direct number is. And if you ask me, I think we got more money than what he want to put out. That's just me. Because why wouldn't you give a number? Why wouldn't you give a number if we have some more extra money somewhere? Y'all, that's just me. Wishful thinking, y'all. This is me. If it was more money, you know it was more money somewhere. Somewhere some extra money. But that man, Michael Thompson, will not give an answer the whole night. He will not give an answer, which means I think it's some stuff in the game. Now, it could be me. Y'all could be wrong because y'all know I overshoot stuff. I overthink stuff sometimes. I'm going to give myself that point. Brownie point on Towanna Murphy. Brownie point on Towanna Murphy. Don't put that point. Because I will. I'll overshoot stuff sometimes. And even as I was sitting there listening, I said, it's a mess in the game. Between Michael Thompson and Commissioner Willie Brooks, it's some stuff in the game. It's some stuff, something going on, because that man would not give direct answers. He wouldn't give us a direct number. Michael Thompson would not give direct numbers the whole night. He was talking out the side of his neck the whole night. He was talking out the side of his neck. What man is in charge of money, and you can't tell us what the exact number of money, how much we got, so we can get these people their money, so we can get the county workers their money, and you can't give us a direct number? Some ain't right. Some ain't right. So top number, $10 million, because we don't have a direct number. We don't have a number that we know we can work with. to make sure all of the county workers got their bonuses. But Willie Brooks folk got their bonuses. Willie Brooks people got their money because he signed off on them. Secretly signed off and gave them their bonuses. But all the other county workers, they don't have their bonuses yet, so they still got to wait probably until September to even get their bonuses. This is what we dealing with, y'all. Exactly. Kevin, be transparent here. Exactly. And they won't do that. Kevin, you was there. Heidi was there. Y'all know he was fumbling the whole night. They got to the point where they got into an argument. Commissioner Willie Brooks got into an argument with Commissioner Eddie Jones. And I had to be, Mike said, so Towanna, you want to be the nice one now? Because I'm like, yo, could y'all just come on, shut up and come on and finish this out? Because I'm the one who said, come on, Mal, come on, let's get this done. So Mike, you want to be the problem solver now. Normally you'd have sat there and watched the whole argument. But because at some point, we were going around in circles. It was getting boring to me. We were just going around in circles about the same thing. And the only thing they was doing, each one of the commissioners was saying the same thing, just reworded it. And they were still saying the same thing. They still came back to the same point. They just rewording it. That's it. They were just rewording it. Same point. What we change? What we change? And they still came up with the same conclusion about an hour ago. Same conclusion. They're going to come back to the drawing board to figure out what they're going to do in a week or so. I'll be glad when they change over and these women get in here, that we're going to see what these 5 women going to do as county commissioners. I want to see what they're going to do. Because, baby, these men, they done worked my last nerve. These men done worked my last nerve in that county commissioner office. They done got on my nerve. They done got on my nerve real bad. So now I want to see what these 5 women going to do. Are they going to come together? Are they going to work together? Are they going to make sure things get done decent and in order? We'll see. They get ready to take their seat in a few months. So we will see. Because Willie Brooks turned out. Eddie Jones turned out. Of course, Edmund Ford Jr., he'll still be there because he won re-elect, so he'll still be there. Tammy Sawyer gone. So we got 5 women. Who's that? Reginald Milton? He turned out. He gone. Now Willie Brooks trying to run for Register of Deeds. He's running against my candidate, George Dempsey Summers. We don't need this. I'm sorry, y'all. We don't need this. We don't need Willie Brooks in charge of our houses, our stock, our mortgages, our homes. We don't need this. We don't. We don't. Exactly. Kevin, that's why I got up and left. I got up and left because they could have easily went on and made the decision to make sure the county workers get their bonuses. They could have made that decision today. But Willie Brooks, everybody know this is all on Willie Brooks. We all know that was all on Willie Brooks. We all know it. It was all on Willie Brooks. He the one did this. They could have had a decision today. But Willie Brooks didn't want to give a decision today. So y'all tell me. County workers, it's time for y'all to get out there and vote. He run against George Dempsey Summers. And I don't want him in there. George Dempsey Summers is my candidate. I am his campaign manager. And yes, I got him on the ground floor working. We got boots on the ground. We not sitting there and everybody. I told George the other day, I said, if you go to one more campaign fundraiser, it's going to be a problem here. Campaign fundraisers don't get votes. They don't get votes because y'all just looking at each other. Campaign fundraisers don't get votes. You got to get out there. You got to get boots on the ground. You got to do what you have to do. Me and George was out there Sunday for 6 hours. I was so sweaty, I was mildewed. Sweat running all down my leg. I was soaking wet when I got in my car. We were out there in the scorching heat working. I got George out there working, knocking on doors, calling people. We were working. I got George working every day. So So when you don't see me, you're going to see George. Because on the weekends, that's when I work. But we work. I got George working, ground floor. White boy. White boy? Yeah, I said it, white boy. Because from the message I got yesterday, and I'm going to tell you about this message that Willie Brooks left. But he told somebody else that told me. Willie Brooks said, why come white folk don't campaign in white folk neighborhoods and black folk don't need to campaign in black folk neighborhoods? That's racist. Commissioner Willie Brooks, that's racist. It's racist. It got to me and George. And it was for me and George. That message was for me and George from Commissioner Willie Brooks. So Willie Brooks was telling me in so many words, keep this white boy out of the hood. Is what he was telling me. Racist remark. But guess what? That white boy is going to continue to be in the hood. That white boy was eating ribs, chicken, fish, crab legs, you name it. That white boy, they take care of when we in this hood. That white boy is not scared of our people, Willie Brooks. Unlike you who won't even go down in Orange Mound unless you got a team working with you. It's just me and George in the hood in Orange Mound. Orange Mound is my hood. I was in Orange Mound, me and George, and they fed. We didn't want for nothing in Orange Mound because everybody know me in Orange Mound. Everybody know me in Walker Homes. Everybody know me out there at Box Town. I go where my people are. Mr. Willie Brooks, and I took George with me. Yes, I did. I took him with me. We always out there knocking on doors, talking to our constituents, helping our constituents. So Willie Brooks want to run for Register of Deeds. Who have you helped that has lost their house to quit claim deeds? Since you want to throw shots at Murphy. Me and George out there helping people, sending people to the right people to help them get their homes back that was taken from them online on quit claim deeds forms. We out there, we're helping them. We're giving them phone numbers, we're talking to them, we're calling people trying to make sure that they get the proper help they need. We're even trying to find a lawyer that will help them pro bono because some of these people don't have lawyers to help them get their homes back. They don't have the money. So we're even trying to find a lawyer that'll do it pro bono to help these people get their homes back. Willie Brooks, who don't know what that office consists of, you just termed out and you want a new one. So let's just keep it real here. Let's just be honest. 12 days, Kevin Phelps. 12 days. They got to wait 12 days to see if they're going to come up with a decision. Commissioner Willie Brooks. Commissioner Willie Brooks. So thank you, Commissioner Willie Brooks, for that message that you sent to me. In fact, I welcome the challenge. Come on with it. I welcome you because that means, Commissioner Willie Brooks, I put a little fear in your heart now. I put a little sting on you. That means little bitty Towanna Murphy then put a sting on you. You worried, and you should be. You should be. You should be worried. Because this is not going to be an easy election for you. I'm not going to make it easy. I haven't made it easy. Willie Brooks said something to me 2 weeks ago. We were at an event. And he said to me, Towanna, excuse my French, y'all. I'm saying it right now. So everybody won't get all overworked about what happened with that conversation. Me and Willie Brooks was out there. Me, Willie Brooks, George, Joe Towns, a few other people was out there. And Willie Brooks told me, he said, Towanna Murphy. I said, what? He said, you got to bring gas to get ass. Is what Willie Brooks told me. Towanna, you got to bring gas to get ass. And my response to Commissioner Willie Brooks was, not only am I going to bring ass, I'm going to whoop your ass. He looked at me. I said, this is not going to be an easy election for you. Let me make that clear. This is not going to be an easy one for you, because this time you're not just going to win off of your name's sake. You're going to have to work for a win. And I pray that George win, because we don't need another Willie Brooks over stuff that he can't control. He can't even control giving our people a decent bonus. You're going behind their backs giving your staff bonuses, but won't give the other county workers bonuses. Is this the stuff we want? If this is the kind of man we want over our register of deeds, over these people's homes that don't know nothing? He went and visited Shalandria Ford. Me and George went and we visited Shalandria Ford. We walked the deeds office. We talked to the staff. They showed us how things were running in there. And hands down, Shalandria Ford runs it smooth. It's smooth. She got it so smooth it don't make sense. It is smooth. She got it running smooth in there. Myself and George, we walked through the Register of Deeds office. We've seen every part of it. There's strolls and strolls of deeds and homes that they still haven't even put in, because Leatherwood left over 14,000 deeds and stuff just hanging out there. So they archiving those, and they're taking those and they're doing them every day in another part of the Register of Deeds office. So this is how much me and George have went through there, and we just, watched everything, how everything was done. We didn't ask about salary. We didn't ask about any of that. We wanted to know how that office run from the beginning, from the time you walk in there to the time you get to that register gate to put your paperwork in, what they do when they scan them, how they send them back out, how it gets back to the people that they have to put it in the computer and send it to somebody else, and then they double check it at the front desk. Oh, we went through all that. And then on the back end, how she gets a spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet says how much money they've made in a month, because everything that they do at that front, it goes to the back, and that back lady gives a spreadsheet of everything that they have done and how much money they've made for that month, how much was coming through there. And once it get done to her and they're done and they get the spreadsheet, then they give that spreadsheet to Shalandria Ford. Shalandria Ford looks at that spreadsheet and said, what can we do differently here? How can we make this number match this number? So there's a process that you go through in that Register of Deeds office, besides going through the scanner. That I had to take my gun and put it back in the car because I forgot I had it in my purse. They made me take it back to the car. They said, "You can't bring your gun in." I was like, oh man, can't bring a gun in. Oh man. So I had to walk my gun back to the car. Other than the scanner. Other than the scanner, and I had my gun in my purse. Had to take it back. But we watched the whole process of how that system works, from the front to the back of that office, from the people that ask for the grants, or the lawyer that's fighting, or the lawyer that she got on staff that can help these people get their property back. There's people that ask for grants over here. There's a person over here that's fighting for some of the constituents to get their property back. Then you have the people over here that's calculating that money and where they sending the money to. And then you have these people that sweeps the accounts every night, which was Regina Newman, that her accounts is swept. But when she swept those accounts for the night, she got over $4 million in that account. 1.6 million, I'm sorry, let me take that back. 1.6 million for the night in that account. So see, I watched and learned and listened to everything that happened in that Register of Deeds office when me and George went. So I'll know what to do when George wins. Because I want y'all to vote for George Dempsey Summers. Because I will be working side by side with George when George wins. Which means, y'all know I'm straight up. I ain't had nothing, I ain't stealing nothing. But I'm going to make sure our people keep their properties. I'm going to make sure that when these people come in here and they get these quick claim deeds, that we can stop it on the front end instead of letting them lose their property on the back end. I'm going to make sure of that. And if we can't do it on the state level because we're trying to take it to the state and national level, when we take it there, but in the meantime, we can implement another position where they can stop it on the front end. So George Dempsey Summers and myself, we toured that place because we wanted to know what was going on, and Shalandra got it running so smooth. You know what Willie Brooks' question was? How much money is it? That's all he want to know. How much money do you make? That's the only question he asked. He didn't ask how it runs, what happens from the time you come through that gate and you go to the front window and get your stuff processed and sent back to the back. He ain't asked none of that. He want to know how much money is his yearly salary. How much money is he going to make? That's what Willie Brooks' question was, money. It wasn't about how we going to stop these people from losing their properties. It wasn't about how we got all these blighted properties that's just sitting there with nobody owning them and nobody doing nothing to them. They just falling apart. We got big fat rats running all over the place, big fat super rats running up over the place. I seen the big fat rat. Yeah, I seen the big fat rat. I seen the big fat rat coming out of one of them abandoned houses in North Memphis with me and George down there. I ain't say nothing to George. I just walked on off. Because, baby, that rat was big, too. He was sitting there like this. Like, looking at me like, I said, oh, no, I ain't say nothing to George. I just walked on over. I ain't even do it. Nope. I'm going to walk on the other way and keep going. So next week, Steve Morroy will be on my show. I'll let y'all know when Steve Morroy is going to be here. But I wanted to touch because I'd had enough of Willie Brooks for the day. Because he done got on my nerve. He done got on my damn nerve. Willie Brooks done got on my damn nerve today. So I'm going to leave Willie Brooks where he is. Wanda Halbert. And I said something about her on my page yesterday. Only thing I want Wanda Halbert to do is do her job. I want her to do her job. I want her to stop pointing fingers at Mayor Lee Harris and stop pointing fingers at Regina Newman. I want her to do her job. She's too, and don't get me wrong, y'all, and I say this to everybody. I like Wanda Halbert. Let's put that on the record. This is not personal. This is business. This is business, Wanda. I like her. But she complaining too much. Stop complaining. Fix the issue. Get you some more workers because you're losing workers. You're losing time. Lines are long. I waited 2 months to get my place. Do your job, Wanda Halbert. Stop blaming Mayor Lee Harris. Stop blaming Regina Newman. Just do your job. Fix the problems. Fix the issues and move on. Sitting here blaming folk. Oh, Mayor Lee Harris did this, and I sent this to him, and he didn't do this, and he had this much money here, and he took this, and Regina Newman, she can't even tell me who's sweeping the accounts or not. I don't care who did what. At the end of the day, people can't get their license plates. They can't get their IDs. The lines are long. You don't have enough staff. Stop complaining. Stop pointing fingers. Work with the people that you don't like, and get the work done. Too many excuses, Wanda Halbert. I love you. And that's why I have to say it the way I'm saying it. Do your job. Stop complaining and get the work done. Because doing all that complaining, it doesn't solve the issue because we still got long lines. We still got people waiting 2-3 months to get their plates. We still got people waiting to get their IDs. We still got staff. You're not even fully staffed. Some of your staff don't even want to work with you, Wanda, and this is just me. This is sister. I'm coming to you now because if you can sit on everybody else's show and tell this story about what's going on with you, Mayor Lee Harris, and Regina Newman, then you should be woman enough to take your mistakes, take it like a woman, fix the issue. You are in charge. You are in charge, Wanda Halbert. Fix it. Stop complaining and fix it because you're getting on my nerve. I'm just telling you, as a sister, you done got on my nerve. I done heard so much complaining from you. I can't take it no more. I can't. I just can't. I can't. You just stop pointing fingers and just do your job. Do your job. Just do your job, man. That's all. That's all. They ain't seen none in those audits. I read those audits, Wanda Halbert. I read the audits, and they don't think you fit for the office. As a sister, I'm talking to you as a sister. Stop sitting on these people's shows and telling the story. Just stop. Stop. Sit with Mayor Lee Harris. Sit with Wanda Newman. Sit with whoever you need to sit down with. Because at the end of the day, Wanda Halbert, this is your job. You are the head of the Shelby County's clerk's office. You make the decisions of what happens in that office. You make decisions about who you hire and who you don't, who walks away, who stays. You are in charge. So act like you're in charge, Wanda Howard. Do your job. Because if you don't do your job, then guess what's going to happen? You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. As kids say, you about to lose your job. Y'all, I gotta go, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. You are watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast, 1731, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, On Demand, YouTube, and Facebook Live. If you would like to advertise and sponsor the Towanna Murphy Show, even if you want to be a guest on my show, call my personal, not my personal number. Sorry that. No. Call my business number, 901-437-2717. That's 901-437-2717. Remember, news is news. Facts are facts, Wanda Howard. Miss Ruby sung the blues, and Towanna gonna bring you the news. Until Monday, good night and better tomorrows. Be safe.
Hello, Shelby County. My name is George Dempsey Summers. I am running for the Register of Deeds in the upcoming general election. I'm a lifelong Memphian, married of 20 years. I am currently employed with Shelby County government of 10 years. Prior to that, I was employed with the Memphis City Schools for 31 years. I have been behind the scenes working to serve the community for over 41 years. The reason, Election Day, August the 4th. Stop the steal. Vote George Dempsey Summers, Register of Deeds.
Paid for by friends of George Summers.
We're family for all your needs. SVP, we're family. We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP. We're gonna make SVP TV. SVP TV.
Looking for something new? We thought so. SVP is mixing things up, and digital TV, it'll never be the same.
SVP TV. We're family. We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP.
Download the SVP app today on Roku, Apple, and Fire TV. Watch us. You know why?
We're gonna make you fall in love.